so many times we look at love in a very romantic way, and that's not necessarily it. It can be a part of it, but you should have a love and a passion for the things that you're doing in life. You should have a thrill and a drive that, through the easy times, the boring times, the hard times, that you still get what you need from there. Can you go where love will love you back? So if you want to put that in romance, put that in romance. If you want to put that towards your goals, put that towards your goals. It's your world, baby. I just live in it, okay? Do whatever it is that you need to do. But really gonna go in, do some aligning, bring up anything that comes during this time, and then we're really going to, starting like maybe like next week, really jump into it. We really about to get some shit done. So if you're new to the community, welcome. This is your nightly self-care routine, self-healing. I am someone who individually is very spiritual. Everything we do here, it's not religious. You feel free to have any belief that you want to, and feel free to have kind of the foundation to change. My background is I am an energy healing practitioner. My formal training is I studied religious studies. I have a degree in religious studies, and my family, specifically my grandmother, so if you read the description, she is the kind of the main person who kind of showed me everything. It was my first teacher. So now I get to do the fun stuff of sharing this with others. And even though this feels very mystical, metaphysical, esoteric, what I try to explain is it's also very interconnected. It can be about magic, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the mind. I say that like the mind is the magic, and I don't mean like you're tricking yourself into believing something, but I think that, as we experience things that we feel like are like mystical and esoteric, I personally just think it is a part of the physical ability to do things that maybe science just hasn't caught up and we're just waiting for it. And that's everything that could be outside, but I think more important, the things on the inside. So if you want to change your life, you want to transform, you want to take something to the next level, you want to bring some peace into your life, you want to bring confidence into your life, it starts with mastering this first, and that lays the foundation for everything else. Okay, so hopefully I didn't like lay it on too thick. I'm just saying, be yourself, okay? And I'm gonna tell you right now, I change. I'm gonna keep changing too. Hello, I don't ever feel like there's a point in this journey where I stop and that I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna tell you what to do. This is your life, okay? You gotta come up with your own rules, and I just like to facilitate a space. So sometimes people are in the space and they just journal, or they just write, or they might do something that just makes them feel good, and that's accepted as well. And if you just want to go to sleep, because I know I listen to ASMR to fall asleep. So why not? But let's get into it. Like we're doing like life work, and that's what I'm realizing, that we're doing life work. But let's get into it. So we start off with a prayer. As I said before, it is not a religious prayer. The prayer itself is a channeling. A channeling is something that comes up in lineages, traditions, different paths, in order to connect to whatever you believe is out there or what you don't believe. It's not a requirement for you to believe that there is something out there. It's just you have to connect to whatever you're understanding, complex or simple, that it is. You are opening yourself up to it. So as I say the prayer, which I change because I'm always changing and I'm fine with that. When I say the prayer, feel free to add anything you need to add into it. I used to say specific things, so I'll say specific wisdom teachers. As I'm continuing to go on my journey, I just feel different. I feel like there are so many wisdom teachers. I'd be here all day trying to say a prayer like that. So you add what you need, and just to add a little bit of cinnamon on top, because it's one of my favorite herbs. When we do cleansings, we use cinnamon, just to add a little bit of cinnamon on top. I want you to use this offer something. It doesn't have to do anything except support you. So whatever you need, take, and what you don't, baby, just let it go. Like, don't even worry about what's for you, baby. It's for you. And so I want you to go where love loves you back. So we're gonna work today on channeling that energy so that you can be aware and you can be receptive to that, because sometimes it's hard to see, and it might be in certain areas of life too. And then I always like to do like little life lessons too, but let's jump on it. Also, if you really like my vibe and would like additional support, and again, sometimes it's mystical, sometimes it's just self-care, sometimes it's mindfulness, head on over to the Patreon community where we are this inner circle of collectiveness, and so that is support there too. So let's go ahead and get started with the prayer. I'm still reading it because it's still new, and yeah, so because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay, may I touch you? Okay. Just an inhale and an exhale. Just letting some stuff go. Okay, you ready? Okay. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to the highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I'm really starting to love that. Okay. So, relax in this moment with yourself. Just allowing this kind of cool energy to just flow over you, okay? And just bringing it down, bringing it down, bringing it down. Because I want you to be in a calm state. Because I don't want any resistance as you go in and do that inner work. So today we work together, but it's up to you. I mean, you are the magic of consistency in order to break whatever cycle you might be in. Okay, so as we are working here and we are going inside, what I want you to do is just have a memory of something that brings a smile to you, or it could just be something that you like. Bringing that in and exhaling, having that moment and exhaling, just releasing and exhaling. Give yourself the freedom to do whatever you need to do. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. Just relax into it, okay? Now, I want you to think about where you go, where love loves you back. Specifically with Go Get It July, we want to be looking at things that are encouraging, because you have to have the right soil, the right foundation in order to bring these dreams and these goals into life. Because the only thing that's separating you from whatever a dream or a goal it is that you have is just being in the right environment. It's not having something that is so plausibly out of your reach. It's more like you just need to be in the right soil. Because have you ever worked for, or have you ever dealt with, or have you ever been around just a negative environment where you felt like, wow, I could have done all of these other things, but the problem is it just wasn't the right soil. You know, you don't have any aerated soil, you're just hard clay or something like that. And so you have to give yourself the opportunity to put yourself in the right environment, even if it's like new, scary, nervous, not familiar. Sometimes, the saying is called the devil you know. So that saying is basically saying that you will stay stuck in a pattern because you're so nervous that if you try something new, it'll just be the same thing or it'll be worse. Not realizing that you're probably, like, the universe is probably pulling you out to go to something that's probably super nice And so how much was I willing to take? Prior to not having you and the community, what I would do was, you kind of feel stuck where you're at and you just have to deal with it. And I was like, oh no, baby, I'm out this bitch. I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna have people talking to me any kind of way or undervaluing me or, just, stuff like that. I don't need that because I already value myself. Boom, left, walked on out of there and realized that it was one of the best, brave, and practical decisions I've ever made. And it allows me to live out my dream of being a facilitator in this healing experience with you and the rest of the community. So it was one of the best decisions I ever made, but I had to change my mind and also understand that, wow, how many years before did I stay in toxic dynamics in the workplace because I was too afraid to find what was next, or maybe I just didn't have something set up. So you can do two things at one time as you're building that in. So just giving you a little bit of that life story, kind of as just a little bit of like a little appetizer as you were thinking, what do I want? And you want to go where love loves you back, okay? And I can say that I live my dream life now. It's still hard work, there's still setbacks, there's still all the regular schmegular, but like when you or anyone in the community, leaves a comment, likes a video, writes to me, and makes me a part of your experience, or just says thanks, for facilitating the space as you are doing your own work, it means so much to me. It feels like love. It feels like what I'm doing and what I'm saying is creating the type of impact I would want to see, which is, energetic, mental, emotional balance and well-being and all of those things. And so I feel as though I'm in a space where love loves me back. And I just want to encourage you that if you are in a space where love loves you back, baby, just like feel like grateful, don't rush through life. Don't want to not enjoy the beauty of it because of the little stuff. Don't make yourself too busy. And if you're not in a space yet where love loves you back, then what I would say to you is let's start to craft it. Let's use this month, depending on what cycle you're in your life. You might have a quick transformation, or this just might be the foundational steps. Sometimes it's not really even about finally I'm there. Sometimes it's about being along in the journey. Dissonance will teach you something about yourself. Dissonance will give you some perspective, like a little evaluation, a little report card in life. And let's pay attention. Just pay attention. So, what's something that brings you love, brings you happiness, brings you peace, brings you calm? Oh, baby, peace and calm, okay? Let me say that a couple more times. Mama likes her peace. Mama likes her calm. Okay, peace and calm. matters and all of that stuff, okay? All of that, all of that, all of that, all of that, all of that stuff matters, and it's gonna be okay. So, this month, you gotta be brave. This month, you gotta be patient. And this month, you gotta be practical. Because what I realized when I left my job was the decision I made was a practical decision. But it was inside of here that can make something irrational, especially when you're going after your dreams. Like I said in the beginning, when you control this, you control reality. The magic is within here. You want to be able to align your energy to be able to go after what it is that you want. You got it. Get it, got it good. Okay. Well, family, I hope you enjoyed this session. I'm really excited for this month. I really love, being here. Let me say thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your journey with me. I really appreciate you being here, and I'm so excited to see you blossom and or bloom. And let me say that all of those who told me from Nonstop November, so last November, how their life changed from, investing in themselves mentally, emotionally, just filling themselves up, lets me know, wow, wow. Really, we all have the power to change our lives into anything that we want it to be. Don't rush yourself, but also be patient. And when I say be practical, know your value. You're going where love loves you back, but that simply is saying know your value. If you're not in a space where you're being valued, let it go. If you have spaces that will value you, let it grow. Take it back. If you have a space that's not valuing, let it go. And if you have a space that's valuing you, let it grow. And again, that is a place of purpose, okay? And sometimes the purpose starts off as something that's not conventional. root chakra, your feet to your root chakra, your sacral, your solar plexus to your heart. Your heart is the center. When you're signed with the sign of the infinity, the center of your body is the heart. Why? Because you got 3 chakras up and you got 3 chakras down, and that 7th chakra in the middle, your 4th chakra, is right there at your heart for you to be able to center yourself. That's how it lets you know how important it is. It beats from the top and the bottom. Now, take a moment to allow the energy to grow in your heart. And I want you to see your purpose, whatever your purpose is. A strong heart chakra is an indication of a strong purpose. You all are a part of my purpose. I enjoy these healing sessions. I enjoy working with you individually, and I enjoy teaching and researching and always being a student. And this gives me an opportunity to do this. And for many years, I was the only person I really knew who did this stuff on the level that I did it, where I was looking for people to have a deeper, richer conversation, you know. And sometimes people can be a little bit nervous to talk about the esoteric. I get it, it happens. So taking a moment here in the heart to just give it some space, to let it breathe. Okay. So I got some crystals for you, so we're going to throw some crystals in there. What do we want to use first? Well, I think we're going to start with some lovely labradorite. Very whimsical, and I'm just going to put this over you. You see with the sign of the infinity a little bit. I'm just going to take this moment to infuse this nature of labradorite within you, around you. Lovely, lovely energy. Lovely, lovely, lovely. You're just going to feel this flow, this rush, this beautiful green garden building up in your heart, in your lips, and all around you. Relax, okay? Relax, 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 relax. I'm going to take this, bring it around you too. Relax, relax. And I have the right colors. So the colors of the heart chakra is pink and green, and I have a little bit of one of my favorite colors, forest green. My favorite colors are, well, my favorite color is yellow. there's so much systemic shit that we need to work on, and at the same time there's so much beauty. Not a but. Just remember, I didn't say but, I said and, meaning you can walk and chew gum at the same time. You can address systemic change and enjoy life at the same time, and have that energy of standing up for making the change, and have an equal energy, maybe a polarity on the other side of being grateful for this beautiful life, this beautiful planet, the beautiful energy, everything that you meet, just the soul itself. Why would the soul incarnate into this experience? Because it wants to learn. It's life, your specific life, everything that you went through with purpose, a higher purpose, the highest purpose to self. So connecting in with that energy right there is just a wonderful, wonderful gift to be able to give to yourself, to have for yourself, and to connect with source energy, divine love, and all that beautiful, 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 beautiful stuff. Our heart center, our heart chakra, filled with pink and green. It makes me think of a garden, growing a beautiful garden in your heart, wanting that to be fertile ground. I have heard it to be said that people who are connected with their life purpose have very strong heart chakras, because that is the core, your foundation, the things that are pulling you forward and bringing you forward, found right there in the heart, 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 in the heart. That beautiful heart energy, that beautiful peaceful energy, that beautiful loving energy. There's so much to be grateful for, so much to be thankful for. There just is. When you just get off your own back, when you free yourself, when you just let yourself be and be in love with life, when you trust the path that you've been on, instead of trying to make other people happy, you make yourself happy. Instead of trying to live up to other people's standards, you live up to your own standards. Instead of letting someone define what future you should have, you define your own future. That is when the heart begins to swell in a good way. colonization had on the world, my mother had to leave her home country because she could not fit in. She was too black, too dark, too, that. And think about that. To have to leave and then come to a country where you're then not enough of something. And I think about how in the process of colonization, there was this stripping away of self-love, this stripping away of self-confidence, this stripping away to the point where when we go back and we look at these old cultures, we look at various African traditions, West African, South African, Northern African, whatever that is. We look at these Latin traditions, the indigenous Americas traditions, even in Asia, like Shinto and things like that. When we see these, we see people do spell work, like witchy stuff, and it's just, witch is just a word, okay, for a person who is doing these things. We have such negative connotations when really those connotations were built off of a lot of stuff that creates a systemic system that doesn't work. The whole premise of the witch actually came about, or better put, people started to be hypersensitive and to vilify the witch when women, specifically in the US, I'm giving the example of the US example, when women just spoke out, when women spoke as equals, they were labeled as witches. And that association to indigenous practices that are so sacred that people heal from, okay, then became misconstrued with something else and something different. So it's really, really funny that, in my head, it's all the same. Everything is the same playing field. Everything is leveled the same. If you want to be, multiple things, if you want to be one thing, if you want to be the best Christian you can be, do it. You want to be the best Muslim, do it. You want to be the best witch, do it. You want to be a combination of the whatever, do it. I say so much. And it's all about loving ourselves, bringing this energy in, rejuvenating, relaxation, spa feel. You know what I'm saying? So we are going to be doing some deep energy healing work this month as we're working on ourselves. But self-care is most importantly a self-requirement. So I'll hold the space, but show up. And just showing up is enough reason to celebrate. Love it. Well, family, let's go ahead and get started in this session. So let's just take some moments to just work on you energetically, okay? Surrounding you by love and with love. Surrounding you with infinite opportunities, peace, clarity, forgiveness, compassion, happiness, joy, and my favorite, relaxation. Bringing this into your energy so that it can swim around and just do whatever it needs to do. And in this moment, what I want you to say to yourself is, oh, I love me. I am so grateful to be alive. I love me. I am so grateful to be alive. I love myself. I am so grateful to be alive. Keep saying it. I love myself. I'm so grateful to be alive. I love myself. I am so grateful to be alive. I love myself. I am so grateful to be alive. And take it one step further. Start saying, I celebrate my successes. I celebrate my successes. I love my heart. I love my heart. I love freely and love flows to me freely. I love freely and love flows to me. I love freely and love flows to me freely. I love freely and love flows to me freely. Only the highest vibrational love enters my energy. Only the highest vibrational love enters my energy. I only send out the highest vibrational love. 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 Okay, so let's just work with this. I'm gonna get some cinnamon for grounding. And I always like to tell y'all it's cinnamon because I know what it looks like, but it is. I rest assured, it's hollow. It's cinnamon. Okay. Only that fire. Okay. So let's get you some cinnamon going, and cinnamon is lovely for grounding. Of course, you can use your herb of choice. That is your business. This is my favorite. So we're just gonna take this brush. We're gonna do a little heart. And then we're just gonna work it around your energy so that you feel balanced, loved, grounded. So that you feel balanced, loved, grounded, balanced, loved, grounded, balanced, loved, grounded. And you can just follow that back and forth and just allow the embers to remain lit and just go back and forth there. Okay. It'll eventually go out. Yeah, it's still lit. That's my favorite thing about cinnamon. It's so consistent. And I think a flowers. Okay. Oh wow, we are still going. So I'm gonna go in with some Reiki symbols. Okay. Got it, got it, got it. So I'm gonna put this over here and just let it finish doing what it's doing and start to move the energy around. I want it to be circulating and flowing in the right direction for you. Now, we start off with a prayer, but we're gonna add the prayer in now. It is not a religious prayer. It is just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience. So feel free to add whatever feels comfortable for you in this moment, because that's your business, okay? And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. May I touch you? Okay. Here we go. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and invalidate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, 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 and let that Ashe be with the wind. Let it be with the water. Let it be clear. It's your energy. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So moving this back and forth. 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 Okay. Allowing the heart right there to be at ease, allowing the heart to be well rested, allowing the heart to be open and to be doing self regenerating and in self-love energy. Okay. Self-care all the way. You know, to attract in your life unconditional love or true love or authentic love, you have to be in love with yourself. You have to have unconditional love for yourself. You have to have authentic love for yourself. And a lot of people are looking for something that they're missing, as opposed to being able to attract the energy they already have. Now, let me make it very clear. There is nothing wrong with wanting to have a partner. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a relationship. I don't want it to be confused by, you gotta be happy, so that means you should be happy alone. No, not at all. I'm simply saying you have to be mindful of your energetic state as you are attracting people into your life. Because if you are in an energetic state of lack, you will attract that same energetic property, and that's the cycle you will be in. But if you are in an energetic state of wholeness, being fulfilled, filled up, you will attract that energy. Now, life hack. How do you know what state you're in? Well, you know, and then you're like, oh, I don't know how to get out of this state. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. This is not even mystical or magical. People are attracted to people who like to have fun. People are attracted to people who are carefree. And people are attracted to people is for fun. And also, if you're in a state where you're like, not worried about that or already got that or something like that, let's work on your heart as a whole, okay? Let's work on making sure your heart is in the vibrational state that it needs to be self-regenerating, to be self-rejuvenating, to be able to do all of that stuff. So just working with the energy right here, expanding it and wrapping it around yourself. Now, I'm going to, for a moment, just disconnect that energy from other people. Not that you're, not that people don't love you anymore, but simply put, you need to be filling yourself up and they need to be filling themselves up too. So as we are disconnecting this energy, the people who genuinely should be in your energy are already rejuvenating and regenerating. So they're going to be able to be around you. But the people who start to act weird or crazy towards you, you're not doing this, you're not doing that for me, those are the people that need to evolve some more, and you got to let them do it on their own. Don't take it on, or it's going to prevent you from getting to where you need to go. So let that go, okay? So just slowly removing that and refocusing this energy on yourself, pouring this beautiful love and wisdom just over you, okay? Just all around, over, under, all around, over, under, all around, over, under. Okay, good job, good job, good job. Let's continue to shift this energy and to work with the energy here. Now, at this time, you might have a feeling of happiness, smile, calmness. I want you to just feel that and accept it and take it in. This is something that you can have access to at any moment. And the way that you can do this within yourself is to celebrate yourself for the littlest shit possible. I am so serious. It don't even have to be big stuff. Celebrate yourself for waking up. I woke up today, I did the damn thing. That is an energetic state you want to be in, because when you actually go out to get shit accomplished, you want to be in that state rather than a lack state. Does that make sense? Because the heart is connected to love, but it's also connected to life purpose. Shameless shout out, Organize Your Purpose podcast. But the heart is connected to your life purpose. It is the bloodline. It is the lifeline for whatever it is that you feel you have incarnated into this experience to accomplish. So we want to make sure that that is clear, cleansed, and being filled up by the self. Remember, you can give to others freely, but it always has to be your overflow. Your cup has to be overflowing. See, oh, okay, this cup is not full, right? So don't pour it out into anybody. But if this cup was flowing all the way over, whatever is flowing over the edges is what you give freely. You don't expect it back because you're filled. But if this is your cup, you're not completely filled up, then you have no business pouring it into anybody else, and you have no business expecting a person with a half full or empty cup to pour into you, okay? All you gotta do is just work on giving yourself the love, and it is celebrating the littlest things. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, I love the way you talk. Oh, I love your energy. Say it to yourself. Don't wait for someone else to say it to you. Say it to yourself. Say it over and over and over and over and over again until you're tired. Say it out loud if you want to too. So let's just make sure this energy is moving. I want you to say it now. You're so smart. You're so talented. You're amazing. I like the way you breathe. Whatever. Because you know, if somebody you like was saying this to you, you'd be like, oh my gosh, they're so dreamy. They're dreamy because they said they like the way you breathe. Okay, well then say it to yourself. I like the way you breathe. So just breathing in and out here. And holding this space for yourself and releasing and relaxing and letting go of anything taking up too much space, anything preventing you from going on to your next evolutionary plane, your next experience, transformation, and adventure. Okay. Okay. yourself up. I realized that the more self-love that I give myself, the more that the people who need me to give them love and they don't want to give it to themselves, they don't want to give it back to me, the more that they start to kind of like remove themselves in my life. And those who are filling themselves up and giving love freely just like me easily stay in my life, float in my life, stay connected without there having to be a feeling of possession, or there's a sense of freedom and things like that. And you know, if you just let the universe, God, source, whatever you believe in, if you just let that energy float freely, I guarantee you're gonna get what you're looking for. Okay. So it's very short and sweet. We do not have any retrograde Venus energy this year. At least something, right? But love should be, this is the best way I can describe it. My first memory of true love or what real love is when I was a little girl and I was in kindergarten. There was my kindergarten classroom was like around a hallway, and then you had to turn a corner to get to the front door. And my grandfather picked me up every day, and I think this is like indicative of Virgo, Venus and Virgo energy, or that kind of energy where even though I had to turn a corner before I could see him, real love is, as a little girl walking out of that classroom, excited to see him and knowing that 100% of the time when I turned that corner, he would always be there. Like, that is something that I pull from today, of knowing what real love is. To know that it does not disappoint you, that it is consistent, that it is dependable, but just that feeling of, oh, I'm so excited to see him. I turned that corner and he's sitting right there. And how at peace a soul can be when love shows up for you consistently. So that's my little Venus and Virgo kind of metaphor story. Now, best believe I went through life and made some poor choices. But eventually it circled back around. You know, when you're young, you don't pay attention to that shit. You're just like, oh, okay. Feel free to share any stories of love that let you know that the love was dependable or there, you know. Allow this to be a collective space. So, now let's go ahead and think about what your Venus is in. So natally, so in your natal chart, what your Venus is in, what your house is. I've been talking about it all week about the planets, your natal chart's planet in the house that natal chart is in. We can even take it to another level and talk about what house it's transiting. We don't have to do all that though. So what is your Venus in? Okay, I just told you mine is in Leo. And so you have to think about the relationship between the energy being what you are naturally and the energy that is flowing right now when it comes to Venus. Okay. And so you have to be nice to yourself. For example, if I look at, let's occasionally I'll do Reiki symbols, or I'll do sigils. You know, if you know what a sigil is, essentially that's all a Reiki symbol is. It's just a sigil. Sigils are symbols that represent something based off of the intention that you put into them. So the Reiki symbols were created, and it is the intention that all of us practitioners continue to put into them that gives it power. Whereas at the same time, you can also make your own sigils and, you know, infuse whatever it is that you like. I've seen quite a few people enjoy making their own sigils. And of course, if you train with me, these are some things you would know. I like to think of myself as a very easygoing teacher. At the end of the day, I always try to take myself not so serious, because like shit happens, you know. There's always growing and expanding. Okay. Now let's connect with some love that is within the self. This love within the self should represent your ability to show up for yourself at all times, to never desert yourself, and to be compassionate when those things do happen, okay? Let's connect you by saying a prayer. It's not a religious prayer, but connect you to your higher self so you can fill yourself up with this Venus and Virgo energy, okay? And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer, my love? Okay. Just take a couple breaths. Okay. Got it. 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 Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. Bringing all this energy down from the crown to the third eye and balancing it there, taking it down to the throat and the heart. See your true love in front of you, and your true love better be yourself. You can have love in your life, don't get me wrong, but you have to be connected to yourself first. You know, you have to know that you are above everything else and every person that you ever meet. So putting that in front of you, because when you connect with yourself, you won't be looking for other people to fill in the blanks, and then you'll actually be a better person for other people. But putting your true love in front of you, start to notice those little things about yourself that you love. Start to pay attention to how you show up for yourself, how you go to work, falling deeply and madly in love with yourself, making sure that you have all your needs met so that you will be open to the right scenario when it comes, so that your life is in the perfect energetic flow that it needs to be to receive the love that you truly want. You can't be desperate. You can't be sad. You can't be in a state of lack, because love that comes to you that way will only perpetuate that energy. You have to be at peace, acceptance, balance. Now, if you happen to just be like, oh, I'm going through it, it is okay. Take your time. Do not rush, even if you felt like you've been looking for a long time. Do not rush. Take your time. Find a space to fall in love with self first, because that is the most important thing. You model to people how to treat you. And if you cannot fall in love with yourself, how can anyone ever fall in love with you? Cheat code, baby, cheat code. So you demonstrate to other people how to treat you. So make sure your demonstration is that of the highest energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the session. We start our session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is just a prayer to root us down in our individual healing experience. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. May I touch you, babies? Okay. Just take a deep breath in, filling up, okay? Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So just feel that in your energy, and I'm just going to go in and backwards, just giving you some space here to just go with this flow, okay? Go with this flow, go with this flow, go with this flow, go with this flow, go with this flow. Relax it, relax it, relax it, and go with the flow. Now start to take 3 deep breaths. We're going to do this before our Reiki symbols. And I just want you to balance in with your energy, ground down wherever you're at in life. Please believe me, babies, I've been in all those situations too. It is okay. Wherever you're at is enough for this moment. Now start to feel your heart in that heart chakra area. Start to feel it warm up, as if it was bringing in this unconditional, positive, rejuvenating energy into your body. This unconditional love, allow that love to connect to the star, a sun, universe, something like that, or God, whatever it is you feel comfortable believing in, okay? What you believe in, that's your business. So, connecting there and filling that unconditional love up in your body, allowing it to flow. What you're doing in this space is you're showing the body that it deserves unconditional love. Many people know what conditional love is. You learn it a lot of places. You learn it in romance, but you learn it in family first. You also learn it in friendship and other things like that. When you allow your body to receive love unconditionally without expectations as well as without requirements, you start to tolerate less love that is conditional. Even if your beginning foundations of understanding what love is highly based on conditional love, a lot of times people get stuck in the same kind of love pattern simply because that's what they were born into. And a lot of people just think just because you're born into something, that's the natural thing, that's what you should be. It's not. It's not. Question and challenge everything. Always be able to change if it is not for your highest vibrational good. So breathing in here, I'm going to go in now with these Reiki symbols. Take 3 deep breaths for me. Okay. hands in this moment. Be patient here with yourself, okay? Just relax, and I'm going to just shift this energy. Again, allowing that unconditional love to flow in the heart, and it requires nothing. You gotta release that idea that love has to be so conditional, that you are not allowed to have it until you have X, Y, and Z, or, whatever that weirdness is. Just let it go. Believe me, it's a lot easier than you think, because it's much more accessible than you think. You have an unlimited amount of unconditional love that you have access to at any and every moment of the day from yourself. And when you start to vibrate at that frequency, you then attract that energy around in your family, your loved ones, your friends. Even in a working environment, you'll bring that energy in front of you. But it starts with you. We have to remove the expectation that love is an external requirement from another person. We have to remove the expectation that love is an external requirement from another person. Love is a self-requirement first, and everything else flows. You want to know why? Because when you love yourself unconditionally and someone pops up in your life and they're still not doing right, you know what you do? You have no tolerance for it. You don't, because you know how sweet you treat yourself. That's why I treat you all so sweet, because I treat myself sweet each and every day. You know I do. Why? Because I'm me. I just like the way that I treat myself to be a reflection of how I want others to treat me, and then I can give freely. I love to baby you all. I love to nurture you all, to make you feel nice and grounded, because I show up each and every day and do that for myself. Because if I don't do it, who else is? Nobody. So remember that you have this space. Also, you can use the comment section as a place for a diary or a journal as you are collecting your thoughts during your self-care practice, and to support others. This is a safe, inclusive space, and this is a space for that energy to support each other and to support ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to go in now with some cinnamon. You all know it's my favorite herb. It's always been my favorite herb. Cinnamon and mint, specifically peppermint. I like spearmint too, though. But cinnamon and mint, oh man. Okay. So just breathing in here. And this is giving you grounding. There is nothing wrong with wanting a fairy tale kind of thing, or wanting this kind of fantasy of something. There's nothing wrong with that. But you also have to be connected to the fact that it starts within you. It really does. It starts within you. You have to be grounded in reality to know that someone's not going to come in and solve every one of your problems and love you 1,000% and X, Y, and Z. You may see somebody of quality, and later on you reflect that, but at the end of the day, you solve all your problems. You treat yourself with quality, and the right people will come in, and it will be easy. It'll be easy for them to come in because you're not requiring all this stuff. Let me give you a quick cheat code, okay? A quick life hack. The quickest way, I'm about to give y'all some tea, okay? The quickest way to attract anybody is to be happy, to have a good time, to not put pressure on anything. I don't care what space of life you're in. You know that you may want X, Y, and Z, or this, and that. That is completely fine. But you will attract the energy you actually want by taking the pressure off, having a good time, and just seeing what quality energy comes around you. Because when you go at it from a state of just that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get love that's always pushing back. I know it seems like a little counterintuitive that if you want something real or you want something long term, that you should just have a good time, but this is what ends up happening. If you go out looking for something long term and real right off the bat, you will get something long term, and you really have to work on it. But what you really want is you want someone who will stay the course, or you want the people surrounding you to have beautiful, loving energy, and that only comes from having fun. So it's almost an element of surrender and trusting the universe this person in their life, okay? See how they're sitting in their life, thinking about their ideal person, okay? And your energy starts to pop up. Y'all better stop playing these games and get out here and just enjoy life. Your energy starts to pop up, and the way that they feel when they see you, when they sense you, when they're hoping that they can find you, baby. Hello. And when you first meet this person, or the person is already in your life and you're going to connect on a different level, how would you want your first impression to be? Would you want it to be very hard and serious? No. You want it light, airy, and fun. You want them to see their forever person in you, right? So we're going at it from that angle. Imagine that you are in their shoes and they're just trying to get close to you. They're trying to get close to you, trying to get close to you, just trying to get closer and closer to you. Is your life in order in the way it needs to be so that you can receive them? Are you no longer in a state of lack? Are you no longer in a state of desperation? Are you at a balanced place energetically so that when they see you, they see the best part of you, not a part of you that is not what you truly are, which is beauty, light, infinite hope, infinite love, okay? That's why I say you gotta fall in love with yourself first, because when you do that, you reflect out to them a stronger energy and a stronger beam that connects you two together. That's why the cheat code is you gotta fall in love with yourself. I've been trying to tell you since making them fall in love with you. But you also have to make space in your life too, so R.I.P. to some stuff you gotta just let go. People, situations, circumstances, most importantly, mentalities. If you have been hurt before, if you have been in, different kind of situations, whether that is love has always been troubling for you ever since your upbringing, you have to let that go, and it's going to be scary. It's going to feel uncomfortable letting it go because you'll feel a little crazy. Wait, that's how I always thought about things, da 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 da. Let it go. Because if you really want something better, it will never come from satisfying the fears of that. It won't. You have to completely let it go and just be at peace and calm with the love that you get now. It doesn't require anything. That is conditional love. This is unconditional love. So let's go ahead and root that all together. Root it all together. Root it all together. Root it all together. And I know that, we are for grown-ups here, but I know sometimes some kids are listening, and I will say that love will always be, and teenagers too. Love needs to start from yourself first. You're going to go on an entire journey in this life looking for it outside of you to only realize that it's always been in you. Babies, keep it in you. Keep your love, your energy, your focus in you, and you will surround yourself with friends and all kinds of people who will always make you feel great. And when you come across people who don't make you feel great, do not get caught up in trauma. Let it go. Let it go, babies. Let it go. Also, if anybody else would like to share maybe some wisdom to younger people in the comment section, please share it. Because I know we all got a lot of stories in here. Baby. If I just sit and reflect on my teens and my 20s, what was I doing? But ultimately, everything leads you back to true love. And it's something that you work on every day, baby. You gotta date yourself. When you date other people, it should be like maybe 1/10 of what you're giving yourself. yourself, in your body, in your peace of mind. Just be patient with yourself. Just be peaceful with yourself. Just be whole with yourself. You are enough. You are enough. Okay, taking a couple deep breaths. I'm going to go in with some Reiki symbols. Session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer that's your business. It is a prayer to connect us with our individual healing experience and with each other, because this is an inclusive collective community in which we all come together with different thoughts, different paths, changing paths, all kinds of stuff to just bring us together in our energy. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay, baby, can I touch you? Got it. Breathing in here. Okay. 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 Got it. 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 Take a deep breath. Okay. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what needs to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. Okay. So, just moving through the crown, through the third eye, through the throat, through the heart, and then through the solar plexus, through the sacral, and through the root. Good job. Good job. Got it. So going there to the heart, and what I want you to do, if it is something that you can do, rub your hands together. If you don't want to do that, you can mentally think of something like that, rubbing the hands together and just placing it right there in your heart. And so your heart would be not your actual heart, which is off to the left, but your heart, which is in the center, your chakra heart, your centered heart. So placing your hands there and just breathing in and out, okay? And you're breathing in and out in that moment, connecting yourself to your purpose, your higher self, your highest passion, your highest understanding for what it is you are doing in this life, why you are here, what you have to share with others, the beautiful value you bring into other people's lives. Just breathing in and out here and feeling yourself fill up just a little inch, maybe even a little centimeter each time. Opening your heart to numerous possibilities of more, of love, of peace, of understanding. But more than anything, I want you to see your purpose. People with a strong heart chakra have a strong life purpose, and you already know what it is. You may not know the actual details, or you may know the actual details, but you already know what it is. You at least already have the feeling, and it's not based off of lack. It's not based off of needing to flex on anything. It just taking it out, taking it out, taking it out, taking it out, taking it, taking it out, taking it out, taking it out, taking it out, taking it out. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Good job. Good job. Good job. And just taking a couple moments here to feel that warmth as if the sun was just beaming right on your heart, filling it up with this unlimited amount of energy. Now, your connection to this unlimited or infinite amount of energy can be seen in several ways. It can be seen in your faith to whatever it is that you feel connected to, God, universe, source, whatever it is, your particular lineage, religion, spiritual path. It can also be seen as just the energy around us. So you can see it as a star, you can see it as a planet, just something that has a lot of energy. You know, the sun is so powerful. We have life on earth because of the sun. If there was no sun, you know, we wouldn't have any of these functions that are suitable for life here. And it just is up to you. I know that our community is very different. Some are more spiritual, some are more wellness, some are more ASMR, but the most important part is for you to feel comfortable. You know, I often get people asking me if like right or wrong and this and that. Sweetheart, whatever way you want to do it is right. That's it. It is that simple, okay? You cannot get it wrong when it comes to your healing, your self-care, your spiritual path, your happiness path. You cannot get it wrong, okay? Let's just move through that. Move through anything, you know. And you also have to deal with the things that come up in life. And sometimes you gotta face them head on. And it's not always as easy as we would hope, but it is not impossible. It's rarely impossible. It's just not easy, and it's always not easy for some random reason that you developed before, you know, early in life. I'm like, oh, you know, it's always that kind of stuff. But you can do it. So, your path is open. Your path is connected. Your path is there for you. Do you accept it? Remember, you define this path. You define this opening in your heart. You define this future. Do you accept it? You can always take more time if you're not ready to accept it. Or you can jump in if you're ready to accept it. Or somewhere in between. The heart chakra, which we associate with love, is also very strongly related to our purpose in life, our passion in life, what is motivating us to go forward. When we lose love, whatever type of love that is, sometimes it's, you know, when you have a family member that goes on, the heart is hurt, and so it's kind of guarded because that openness feels like way too much. And so as you are going along your path, you always have to take care of your heart the way that it needs to be taken care of. So if you're not ready to open up all the way, that is completely fine. Charge, you know, take your heart, plug it into the wall, charge it back up. Take your time. Take your time. so resilient. You are so interesting, so fun, so witty. Saying these things to yourself is what you need. Because sometimes people will look for that from someone outside of them. So they'll be upset if they don't get it. And other times people are uncomfortable with people outside of them saying that because they don't believe that within themselves. So it's hard to receive. So you always want to prime yourself for the best, okay? And that starts with reestablishing the relationship you have to yourself. Okay? Got it. Now, you all know I have a plethora of love healing sessions. And in those sessions, I'm always telling you to connect with you first, to fill yourself up first. People love happy people. People love when people are excited. So when you want to attract something, you want to attract love, you want to attract friendship, you want to attract business partnerships, things like that, you have to put yourself out there and be exciting. And the only way to do that is just to do the things you love and share that with others. And that's really kind of the secret of attracting things. But I will take it a step farther. If you want love, truly want love, you have to be able to face those aspects about yourself that need to be healed. And you have to face it without making it anyone else's responsibility to work through it with you. You work on yourself, okay? And that's really how you get to the place where you'll be able to receive someone who is able to give you that energy in general. So just having a space of quietness, of calmness, of patience. Also knowing that you being able to have all the time to yourself is a blessing. Don't rush into something when this is really a moment where you could spoil yourself, you know? You could spoil yourself. You could do whatever you want, you know? You wake up whenever it is you want to wake up, if you can. You do whatever it is you want to do. Don't rush into things outside yourself, whether that is love or trying to make family act a certain way, or, you know, trying to make your colleagues like you or something like that. Don't rush into any of that stuff. Just give yourself time to spoil yourself, fill yourself up, give yourself everything you've been looking for outside of yourself. And all of that is a part of your purpose. You get what I'm saying? When you are on your purposeful path, everything that is rotating around the heart feels at home, at peace, at rest, feels good, feels like it can take a chill pill, okay? Good job. Getting this energy around you to flow and circulate in ways to be helpful for you, sweetness. And always say loving words to yourself. Always be sweet to yourself. Always be understanding and patient to yourself. Always have wisdom and compassion for yourself. Always balance your internal energy. Well, family, I really enjoyed this session today. I enjoy all of our sessions. Thank you for being a part of this community. You are so awesome that you show up each and every day to support yourself on your healing journey. I am so honored to facilitate this experience all the time. And just know that you are loved. You can use the comment section as a diary. You can use it as a journal, as self-reflection. And you can also use it to encourage others who are on their journey as well. Being that this wash your hands for at least 30 seconds. You see a smile on my face.